One.
Hey guys, this is Intermediate Fundamentals with Miss Carlene.
We are taping up Jenna for body alignment so the parents can help watch when their kids are doing these exercises and know what to line up to make sure that their body alignment is doing it correctly. I taped Jenna up in a turned out position. You'll see the inside of her ankles taped and the inside of her knees taped. This is going to show you when we go through some stretches and some foot alignment and body alignment things, what to look for to make sure that your child is doing the same thing. Starting with a jazz lunge forward. This will start a nice easy warm up for her hamstring and her hip flexors. Make sure that your knee is in line with your shoulders and your back is straight. Really work the flexibility on the foot in the back to make sure you're stretching out your releve as far as you can, keeping your back knee nice and tight. From here, keeping your hips square to the floor, push your front leg straight and drop your back heel into the floor, stretching your Achilles out. The closer you can get that back heel to the floor, the more stretch you're gonna feel, and you're gonna feel it all the way at the back of your calf. Our goal is to make that stretch happen all the way up into your rear end with your hamstring. And then we're gonna go back to a lunge. We're gonna repeat this until you feel you're stretched out to start on to the next more severe stretch. Moving on from this stretch, lower your back knee to the floor, and you're gonna push back until your butt is sitting on your heel, keeping both legs parallel. This is gonna be your hamstring stretch. We wanna stretch this until you feel it go all the way up into your rear end. Most likely you'll feel it come up behind your knee. Hold it longer and do more reps to get it higher on your leg. Also, make sure that you incorporate a flexed foot on your front leg to engage your Achilles tendon. And then lunge back forward to release it. And take your back foot to your rear end to stretch your quad. Also pushing your hip flexor forward. Careful not to overstretch this hip flexor. It is a tender muscle. And release, go back to the stretch and switch sides. And turn out to the front. Holding your turnout, making sure your heel is on the floor on both sides. Your turnout is to the front. Walk it over to the other side. Do this as many times as you need to, and then same thing with the flex foot. Rotate on both sides, flex. And then sit down on the floor. And take your feet together, butterfly. Make sure you're not grabbing onto your toes so you don't practice tickling your foot. Grab your ankles. Pull your heels in as tight as you can. Contract in through your lower stomach and round the top of your head into the floor. This is going to stretch out your spine and open up your hips for better turnout. Release to a flat back and press your chest forward, lengthening through the top of your head. Lengthen your spine and recover back. Again, contract under, round it forward, and release forward, flat back press. And sit back, open your chest to the sky. Open your collarbones, take your head all the way back, babe. Now we're gonna open up to a second split, keeping your turnout towards the front, making sure those taped dots are forward. We're gonna do a cambre to the side, which means she's going to lift up and stretch over sideways. This is all in her rib cage, making sure that both buns stay on the floor. Jenna, can you lift one to show the wrong way? Don't let the daylight come between the floor and her buns. If that's lifting up, you're not holding your turnout on both legs. So you wanna make sure that you stay square and both buns are down. Hold this until you feel it release. Do the other side right away, same exact stretch, lifting up and lengthening through the top of your neck. And then recovering up, squaring off to the right leg.
For right split.
Nope, just square your shoulders off. And cambre forward, square off to your knee and pull yourself down. This is gonna push a little bit more turnout on your left leg and engage your hamstring. Same stretch, other side, square off to the leg, go down as far as you can, grab your foot and pull yourself down if you need extra strength. And then recover up and go straight forward center. Try to get your belly button flat to the floor and keep your feet up so that you can see how Jenna's feet are flexed and her knees are to the ceiling. And you can still see the tape on the inside of her thighs. That means she's holding on to her turnout. What you don't want to do is relax and let your hips and your ankles sag forward. Really make sure that you hold it back. And you can go from flex to point, and you can also walk from the inside of your right leg to the inside of your left leg, depending on what your hips feel like. But make sure that you're holding that turnout the entire time. And then walk back center. After stretching your second split, we're gonna start on our right side split. We wanna make sure that your hips are lined up correctly for this split. I want a true split where you're in fourth position and not opened up. So we're gonna make her line up her back knee parallel by dropping it on the floor. And she's gonna straighten her front leg. And she's gonna let that front leg slide forward, keeping her hips square. Careful not to let it open up to the front. Holding this for 2 minutes. If you're going to engage more of a parallel stretch on your back leg, if you need more flexibility there, you can pull your back toe under. And this is a great hip flexor stretch that you can do from a safe position. And it assures that your hips are pushing forward. And then we would repeat everything on the left side as well. This next exercise is for foot shaping. This is really important that you guys get a lot of these reps in. I'm gonna show you a set with Jenna, and then you will do at least 10 sets on each foot. It starts with holding your foot up in the air. You're gonna go to a strong flex where you push your Achilles. Then you're gonna take your toes and put them into a crunch. A crunch. And then you're gonna go to a point where you're stretching the top of your foot, holding that crunch. And then you're gonna release your metatarsal into a Barbie foot. That is a full set, those 4 pictures. We'll run through it again. Flex, and crunch, and point, and Barbie foot. That is known as one set, and we will do it 10 times on each foot. We're continuing on with foot shaping exercises, holding the shape of your point, and moving your legs into a different body line without changing your ankle. We're gonna start with your first position, pointed toes. Your heels are gonna be lifting to the sky, and your baby toes are gonna be pushing into the floor. So you're gonna feel the outside of your foot contract, and you're gonna lengthen on the inside of your foot, where the tape is. And from here, she's gonna go to coupe devant, turned out. Her ankle's not gonna change shape. Now she's gonna lift her knee higher and go to passe devant. And from here, she's gonna go to front attitude without changing the shape of her ankle. And from here, she's gonna développé devant without changing her ankle, holding onto her turnout. Now we wanna rond de jambe her leg to second. In order to do that on the floor, we're gonna roll her onto her left side. So her leg is straight up to the sky and holding its turnout. From here, we're gonna go to passe retiré, which is side, without changing the shape of your ankle, taking your knee behind you for back attitude. Take the tip of your big toe on the floor. From here, you're gonna roll onto your stomach and wrap that leg behind you. If you can make sure you're holding onto your supporting leg on the floor, that would be great. And then you're gonna extend from your knee by lifting higher for arabesque. And then going to piqué derrière. Piqué, which is your heel connecting behind. Connect your piqué passe derrière. Yes, so PK turns are here. And then coupe, derriere, which is behind, same shape. And then we'll relax it and do the other side. Picking up on a foolproof hamstring stretch at home, have your dancers lean up against the wall. We want to make sure that her hips are square against the wall and there's some pressure on them. Her feet are about 4 or 5 inches away from the wall, forward, and keeping her butt on the wall. She's going to just slide down and grab her ankles, keeping her knees straight, and holding this pose for at least 2 minutes to gain your optimum stretch. And then to test yourself afterwards, go in and out of your splits to see if you have more mobility. Next is our supporting leg strengthening skill. We're gonna go do a penny passe exercise where she's gonna be balancing a penny on her heel. This is to help her use her opposition more. She's gonna have to keep lifting this heel to her bottom. The more she lifts that up, it creates opposition in her body and it's gonna jet her other leg down into the floor, which is gonna help her balance better in her turns. She's gonna do demi-plie. This is gonna help build up back here to a releve. And she's gonna do that 25 times, but you have to go to a full releve over your first and second toe. Every single time, 25 times. If the penny drops, you must start over and do both sides.